Our today's chapter is the story Fritz, written by Satyajit Ray. After having stared at Jayanto for a whole minute, I could not help asking him, "Are you well? You seem to be in a low spirit today." Jayanto quickly lost his slightly preoccupied air, gave me a boyish smile, and said, "No, on the contrary, I am feeling a lot better. This place is truly wonderful." "You've been here before. Didn't you know how good it was?" "I had already forgotten. Now, some of my memories are coming back slowly. The bungalow certainly appears unchanged. I can even recognize some of the old furniture, such as these cane chairs and tables. The bearer came in with tea and biscuits. I poured. "When did you come here last?" 31 years ago. I was 6 then. We were sitting in the garden of the circuit house in Bundi. We had arrived only that morning. Jayanto and I were old friends. We had gone to the same school and college. He now worked in an editorial division of a newspaper, and I taught in a school. Although we had different kinds of jobs, it had not made any difference to our friendship. We had been planning a trip to Rajasthan for quite some time. The main difficulty lay in both of us being able to get away together. That had, at last, been made possible. Most of the people go to Jaipur, Udaipur, or Chittor when they go to Rajasthan, but Jayanto kept talking about Bundi. I had no objection for having read Tagore's poem, The Fort of Bundi. I was certainly familiar with the name of the place and felt a pleasurable excitement at the prospect of actually seeing the fort. Not many people came to Bundi, but that did not mean that there was not much to see there. It could be that from the point of view of a historian, Udaipur, Jodhpur and Chittor had a lot more to offer, but simply as a beautiful place, Bundi was perfect. However, Jayanto's insistence on Bundi did puzzle me somewhat. I learned the reason on the train when we were coming down. Jayanto's father, Mr. Animesh Dasgupta, had worked in the archaeological department. His works sometimes took him to historical places, and Jayanto had, as a child, come to Bundi. He had always wanted to return after growing up, just to see how much the modern Bundi compared to the image he had in his mind. The circuit house was really rather splendid. Built during the time of British, it must have been at least 100 years old. It was a single-storied building with a sloping tiled roof. The rooms had high ceilings, and the skylights had long, dangling ropes which could be pulled to open and shut them. The veranda faced the east. Right opposite it was a huge garden with a large number of roses in full bloom. Behind these were a lot of trees, which obviously housed a vast section of local birds. Parrots could be seen everywhere, and peacocks could be heard, but only outside the compound.